กาลโภชนาเวรมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิวิกาลโภชนาเวรมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิตขีตวาทิตวิสุขทาสานาเวรมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามินาจเกตวาทิตวิสุขทาสานาเวรมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิ
Yep, Aita, and I live in Sydney, and I just wanted to come to Laos and teach through GVI and get to know novices and monks and their way of living. I've grown up in a family that both my parents have been teachers, so everybody, they were both math teachers, and everybody, basically my family has learned to always share their knowledge. If they've learned something, you always share it with somebody else. So even if at school I was always competitive, I never refrained from, teaching somebody something that I knew. Even though I knew they probably will get a better mark than me at school, I still thought, at the end of the day, they're struggling with this and I know it, and it's a good thing to teach people something that you know. You never think anything other than what the culture that you've brought up in, but when you start traveling and knowing to, get to know people, some of the stuff that you've heard, you come and actually see it yourself. Some of them are true, some of them aren't. And I also think that being diverse and having people with different backgrounds, or knowing about different backgrounds and actually experiencing yourself makes you smarter and more knowledgeable. And then you can also go back and share that to the people, so your experiences, and maybe make them experience that as well.
Hello, my name is Kunma, and I'm from north of Laos. It's called Udomsai province, and I've been being a monk for 6 years. And I have a dream, so I think if I can speak English fluently and I understand the teaching of the Buddha well, in the future I'd like to go to teach the Dhamma in the Western.
So you want to go teach in the West?
Yeah, that is my dream. I know it's kind of impossible, but
no,
it's still my dream.
That's an amazing dream.
Yeah. Happiness, it doesn't stay with you whole life. Not every time it changes every time. So your emotion, it changes every time. So every time when you happy, it is not the same. It's different. So happiness, painful, sadness, sorrow, delight, pleasant, all of them impermanent. So which is impermanent? It is suffering. Which is suffering? And then we don't like it. We don't want it. If we don't want it, we say it is not mine. It is not myself. It is not I am. It is not yours. It is not yourself.
Yeah, my name is Obebe, Novice Obebe.
All right. So how long have you been in the temple?
Is it already interview or not? Just practice.
No. It's just free talk.
Free talk.
It's just a free talk interview.
Oh yeah, I became a novice for 6 years now. Yeah, I became a novice and I live. I was 1 year in my village and I moved to local monk. So I have been living here for 5 years. The name of my project called Keep Helping Each Other. The people when we growing up try to stay and help each other. It is very important. That is the thing of humanity. When we become a human, we have to do. So why I have to say that you cannot stay here alone. You cannot grow up alone. You have to live with the people. You have to talk to the people. in the society. If nobody here, just you, will you be important people? You can make 1,000 of film, nobody can see, just you see it. Will you be happy with that? Just only you in the world? No, it's impossible. So that's why we have to keep helping each other. What Buddha said that no one in the world can do the best job of being by ourselves. And coming and sharing is very important as well. And especially for our country, we are still under development. So we can say as like a tourist, or you guys, you come from a developed country, and when you come here, you know what we feel. We feel very, very happy to see a person, a people who come very far away from the country, but they're interested in our country. They have some inspiration, they have something that inspires them want to come and think positive, and that person try to act in the positive way for the kid, so which is that they can follow. And I think that is very, very good as well. Studying is very important and education is important. So I encourage and support people who support like teachers, because now many people, they send their children go to the school, even though the rich people, they send their children go to school. But where their children get the knowledge from, that from the teacher. And being a teacher is very important for the country, for the society, and for the family as well. Like a teacher as like a back of the country, where that you can help the children, the little children, to see their future that come from teacher.
Right where we came from.
Yeah. Take my shoes off before I shower in them. I think a lot of people find that with teaching, it's not until you actually are on the spot in front of those people and in the moment that you realise, wow, this is really important, and you know, you do enjoy it. You're just like one person talking to other people, even if it's not in the same language, you identify with them. And that's something you can't do like through a screen or through looking it up on the internet. You have to be there. People, especially in places like this, are always so interested in what's going on in other parts of the world, what's going on outside their country. They're often very unaware of this. Maybe they don't have access to news, or their news is filtered, or they just haven't had the opportunity to travel a lot of the time. So I think I've helped to bring in like other perspectives and teach them about other ways of life. Obviously in this job, a lot of what I've taught has been language skills, I hope. But yeah, mainly it's me learning off them a lot of the time. For them, it's just that interaction. They love it. They love talking to you. They love finding out about you, or whatever you have to say. They're always so interested. And for me, I love learning about them. Like, how did they grow up? You know, what's their norm? What's their social group like? Who are their friends? And because it's so different to, you know, how I grew up. So I think a lot of people, either they can't, or they're afraid to kind of step out of their daily routine and do something like that. Maybe they just don't have the ambition to work abroad, which is fair enough. For my parents, obviously it was like the distance was the main worry, just the fact that I'm not there to be looked after. They have to kind of do it long distance.
and especially my mum's biggest worry was tsunamis. My last bit of advice, I guess I've got two. Firstly would be like lifestyle. Look at your own lifestyle. That's the best way to help yourself and other people. But also if you want to do it, then do it. Like, don't stop yourself. Just make sure you go with the right people and go to the right places for the right reasons. Yeah, make sure you've done your research, because otherwise you'll end up going somewhere that doesn't need your help. You think you're helping and you're not, and it can make matters worse. So yeah, make sure you do your research, but if you want to go, just go.